Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So I'm going to be quick in the introduction because there's a few things I want to get done first before actually moving onwards to the stuff that I want to do. So I just gotta stop it. I'm trying to have a civilized conversation and you are interrupting me at the most inopportune times. Therefore, good day, sir. I won't bother using those. So I found a bright node, and I want to start using it, well, merging it as a bit of a project. However, looks like there's some chunk border issues. However, I am going to need a smaller node to help merging it because unfortunately it is a small node. Thankfully, I just found a silverwood tree, and they are known for having very small nodes. It's not their fault, I swear. So I'm gonna start cutting this up so I can get the jar around it. Thankfully, we don't need too much of this magical wood of magicalness. So I think I'll take this down. That seems perfect, I think. Just enough to give it a boost. And then, yeah, maybe we can actually get something out of this instead of just some logs. Then again, knowing my luck, that's not likely to happen. So I will grab this overwood tree and see you back at the base after I make a few waypoints around this area since I haven't actually explored this area before. Back in a few. Okay, just winding up at our base. So here we have our nice pure node. Not a pure node, but whatever. Here's our pure nail node. Unfortunately, it's pale, but that doesn't matter. This is our bright node. So as I discussed before, the mechanics are if it's within 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces of it, might as well sleep since we're doing that. If it's within 4 spaces of the node, it will start stealing its stuff, which is a very painful process. The farther away it is, the slower this process is. So, if I were to be 4 and 4, and even 4, so this is, I believe, 4 blocks. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4 blocks away. It should be very, very slow indeed. So, let's put down this and whack it with a wand. Might as well research it too. And after that gets out of the way. So we have it pale, so eventually this should, in theory, zap it. It will take a long time, however. A faster method would be having this closer to the central node. However, I want to have this basically give this enough time to regenerate, and when this gets bigger and bigger, we can put bigger and bigger nodes, put 8 of them around in total, and then just slowly grow this. Now we can decide to speed up the process later by moving these nodes in closer. However, considering that's not really what we're looking for, we just want a slow process, and it's also annoying to get Thaumcraft V at this moment. It should be good. Well, I'm going to actually monitor this to make sure that stuff actually happens. We're still stuck at 17, 17, and 20. In fact, it'll only grow once it steals one of the aspects on this. So as soon as we find one of the aspects from here on here, we'll know that it's actually working. Unfortunately, it seems I was a little quick to err on the side of victory. So I went out and got another node, 2913, and this has 171720. So this will be a lot faster. I don't think I even scanned it to see how well it was. It's okay, it's normal. So hopefully we actually get some fire over there. But I'm not too convinced. Maybe, Now when I was actually testing, I was only doing linear distances. So it's possible, in fact highly likely, that, by the way, I tried to move the other node and it was fading, so I just chucked it out because it was jerk butt. Anyways, what was I doing? Anyways, it might actually be different than what I thought, because I only gauge linear distances, so I thought it'd count as 1, 2, 3, 4, but what might do is 1, 2, 3, 4, or something similar like that. Up, I saw a spark. Okay, so it does start absorbing at this distance. It might have been absorbing at the other one, considering I waited for 10 minutes. However, I think it's probably best to keep it at this distance. So I basically moved it one in every single distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it won't actually eat. This one won't eat this one when it's actually in. However, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is going to be the 7x7x7 box design that most people use. And I thought I'd be special. Oh well, I'm gonna let this eat itself while watching YouTubes. So I'm a little lacking in LP, but that's fine and everything. You can probably see the faint outlines over there, but I'm currently got 4 nodes merging with that 5th one in the middle. So I've managed to find 4 diamonds, and I'm gonna throw them into our diamond plate here so that we can finally add it to the system. And I'm thinking that we're going to finally get this thing working pretty much in overtime. Overtime and overgain. Let's definitely not what we wanted, so let's throw that in and throw this back in here because that's kind of probably going to be wanted. Okay, everything reset, and I think we're going to need 2 of these if I'm not mistaken. So let's throw the other diamond in here. That'll be good. We'll keep these diamonds on us for now, since I'm pretty sure we'll need them very soon. I think we'll also need a lot of iron. And now that I think of it, we're going to probably require a bunch of other materials that I have ordained myself not to acquire because of my overall short-sightedness. Anyways, we want to make a disk drive for AE. So let's see, drive. If I remember, it requires ME glass cables. We need the engineering processors. That's why we have 2 of them. And we also need to make those things, which quite frankly are going to be a pain. So we're going to need to also get probably, do we have any charged Certus quartz with us? No, however, we might as well work at creating that other stuff in the meantime. So I did raise our cow population back to the original 100 after we had that big scare with basically all the cows going every which way, which was quite frankly really annoying. So they're starting to go, and then we'll be able to get a bit of LP. However, what I've been doing is slowly gathering them up because frankly I am going to need them soon enough to make a bunch of reinforced slates because, well, let's just say reinforced slates are going to come mighty handily very soon. Speaking about handily, it'd be nice if I actually had some freaking Certus quartz when I dang need it. You can tell I am a very calm person when recording. So I was having fun today playing that MineZ game, sorry, MineZ2 that I was showing on the stream like earlier this month. I don't know, I recorded it a while ago, I do believe. Anyways, I was having a bit of fun on the first day. The premium users are allowed to basically go off on their Merry Blue Yonder journey, and am I actually able to access this part? Yes, let's active without signal so that we can have that stuff going. Anyway, so I was just basically having a bunch of fun. It was the first day that the premium users can go on. The next day, well, next day everybody can join actually, which is going to mean that it'll be a bit of a pain because then we'll have, I hate to say, it does kind of sound pretentious when you say it this way, but premium users, when people donate to the server, they feel a lot more charitable than people who play just for fun. I don't know, maybe they feel more invested in the server or something. Oh, I'm so glad these are no longer at a stack size of 8. That was freaking unbearable. Anyways, let's take this, set that there, because we're going to need a lot of Luke's crystals. However, we'll take the pure ones that we have right now so that we can make the Fluix cables, the regular cables. Pretty much one of the cables that well, one of the things that I had. Anyways, I'm probably getting a little off track. So the Mines EE2, I was having quite a bit of fun with it, and I basically only managed to, well, I only had one life. I only played for one life. However, I did manage to get very far north. So for those of you who are curious what I'm talking about, Mines E2 is a zombie survival horror game in Minecraft. Let's actually focus while you're telling this story. Might as well get some stuff done. It's a zombie survival horror game in Minecraft where you're supposed to pretty much survive as much as you pretty much can from all the bandits, which are players, and the zombies, which are definitely not happy. ME drive fixture. That does look fun, but it doesn't look as fun as the real thing. Okay, so ME drive. And I think I'll have to have this in its own network, obviously, and I need to have an energy conduit of some description. I know there is energy back there, but I can also just put it here. Then again, I do need to... This is a problem, because we do have facades that are different for each of them. So I think what I'll do is put it pretty much on its own pedestal by making one of those... do we have any facades left? Sure, we have some facades. Yes, we do. And we're going to need one small... we're out of wood. Never thought we'd actually be out of wood. Out of wood here, maybe. Not out of wood over there. Okay, let me get a bit more organized, then we'll continue. So yeah, pretty much the idea is to go up north, survive as much as you can, and progress through all of the armaments. So you have your basic things like leather, you have chainmail, you have iron, you have diamond. However, I don't think anyone's gotten to diamond, or I don't think it's even available at any point of time currently. So you have to try to head north where the better loot is. However, when you go north, things are more willing to eat your face because they feel you are a bit more appetizing than the corpses that they were gnawing on for the past, I don't know, decade, few days. I'm not sure how long the events of Mines E are actually taking place, but that's probably something that can be discussed at another time. Anyway, so you're basically... Down south, it's a PvE area, i.e. you are not able to harm any players, even if you wanted to. And if you wanted to, you're pretty much a dickbag, so come on. I can't believe I actually said that. Okay, so disable that, and we'll see. Does this actually accept energy from that? We're going to need to grab our wrench. No, it doesn't, so we're going to need another energy acceptor. Energy acceptor. Once again, one of those things, kind of easy. In fact, we probably already have 12 more of those pure Certus quartz things. Yes, we do. Let's turn that off. Okay, so you have to survive, head north, PvE area down south, so you're able to gather leather, etc. Now, you are able to break down leather in anvils, so you actually get the raw leather materials. However, it does become a bit more difficult because you have only so much inventory space, which does become a big burden, especially later on. Okay, so that should be accepting energy. Then we can just put a disk drive here. Okay, so we have a network, quote-unquote. However, we don't really have much in it. I mean, it's just one disk drive, and we can't even access anything. So we're going to need to access it using a terminal. So let's throw this stuff in here since we're not likely to get it right now. So we need an interface. Not an interface. What are you talking about? And there's so many ME things, like lime and magenta, I think. I don't even know. It might have been a good idea to actually go purely applied energistics. Definitely not the facades. There we go. Okay, so what's the thing we need? We basically need to access any of the things that we want to store. So I suppose we need an ME terminal. Okay, so that requires a pane, which is a pane. So we need glowstone, and I think all of our glowstone is actually here. Do we have enough redstone, though? We are really running out of redstone. And you'd think with all the mining operations that I've done, I'd have enough redstone. However, I guess... Ooh, they actually sped up the NEI. That's great. That is perfect. Okay, so... I wouldn't go perfect. But, okay, something's not stacking. Let's try. That. Redstone. Glow. We need the quartz, don't we? Dang it, why do we need quartz glass? I mean, isn't regular glass just as good? I mean, if you install a texture pack, it's great. Because with the texture pack, you'll just be able to go shablam! It's completely clear. Shouldn't that be enough for you? Shouldn't that be enough for you? I don't think it's going to respawn anytime soon. Okay, so ME terminal. So then we need a formation core and annihilation core. Annihilation core converts the matter into energy, and this converts the energy into matter again. Okay, and we needed some of those fluix dusts. Great! And we needed some of that quartz. Perfect! Well, you know, this episode is going to go very well, judging by all these roadblocks. Hashtag pun definitely intended. Hashtag search for that pun as long as you want, because you won't find one since there isn't any. I love my life. Now, I was probably doing something incredibly heroic and courageous and funny all at the same time. However, I probably forgot about that promptly, so we should probably go on with the show. Grind. Can I actually use you to grind you back into the dust? Because I kind of need dust. Apparently not. Though, actually, now that I think of it, I know I can reform 8 of these into a block and then convert this back into the fluix crystal, still getting us all the dust that we need. There we go, and shift click for some reason was not capitulating, so we're just going to go with the tried, true, and slightly annoying method of drag and drop. So here we go. Ha! One of you. I guess 2 of you, because I'm not too choosy. And another one of you. And what are we going to need? A calculation process? I'd imagine that. Nope, actually a regular one. So, ME terminal. And I suppose we might as well convert you to a crafting terminal right away. So that only is going to require one of these. And calculation process. So we got everything. There we go. Now we have an ME crafting terminal, and slap on, lighted, and we have nothing. Okay, I just want to see, what does this look like? Ha! It is bright. Using the power of electricity, we have very expensive light source. But it's cool. It's cool. I mean, it's light. It flickers. It actually doesn't flicker. Unlike this torch, which flickers quite a bit. Flicker. Okay, so we are going to finally need our storage cells if we're actually going to want anything. Yeah, wanting stuff is nice, especially when we don't have much of it. Okay, so... redstone. Great. I hate my life sometimes. I really hate it. Just do it, they said. It'll be fine, they said. The cows will go straight, they said. Well, apparently they didn't count on these cows. These cows being complete and abject dorks even, not being content with following the natural order of things. Conveyor belt, here, represented by the belt, should bring cows over there into sacrifice pit right here. However, they decide that, oh, herpaderp, we are not going to care about what your intentions are. We're just going to go where we dang well please. Doesn't matter that the fence is preventing us. Oh no, we're just going to take that as a freaking challenge. Don't mind me, I'm just going to make sure your life is a living, bloody, happy place by derping around all the bloody time. Ugh, my goodness. And people wonder why I'm not a vegetarian. So, I want redstone. I currently don't have much redstone. I find it really annoying to mine stuff by hand to get redstone. I want method that'll make sure I get a lot of redstone. I'm gonna make something that does that to get my redstone. I'm gonna make an annihilation plane. It's gonna be nice and pretty. All it requires is an annihilation core. And then I have it. Now, if I bring a bit of energy, just a bit, might take a while, but oh well, and an energy acceptor, and the ME drive, we're just actually going to need a disk drive. Drive. I don't know. Storage cell. I guess it's a storage cell. We'll get a 1K storage cell anyways. Then I realize I need one more bloody redstone for this whole thing to work. And I don't have it. Isn't life great? Actually, if I look, this might be what I want. That's actually going to be a quick thing. I don't have much redstone, and I feel like it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to get the redstone, so I think I might be able to use the ME interface to export stuff out. However, I'm going to need to make it in the first place. I need an annihilation, and I need nether quartz. So let's see, nether quartz, nether quartz, nether quartz, annihilation plane, and I need a logic processor, don't I? Not an annihilation plane, I need this. Need the formation core, which I got. And there we go. Let's actually check this interface. Okay. Stored items, config. Nor target. I can check the priority. Let's say priority 5. I want to test this. So what I want to be able to do is basically have the system work like this. I have the ritual. I know that the first thing's going to be there. And that means, gonna need this. Okay, we got the drive. I don't think we're actually going to need that now that I think of it. However, we need the ME interface. We do need the drive, just acting as a center thing. I'm all over the place right now. If we had a bit more redstone, this thing would work perfectly. However, we do not. So it's going to be an annoyance. Now, the annihilation plane works like this. Whenever you place something on it, let's actually get the energy cell. There we go. Now we have energy in the system, even though nothing's actually running. But that's going to change soon. So what we want is that whenever something is in front of the annihilation plane, it will break it. And then we want it to interface to basically send to a chest. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work. I just want to test it because getting one more piece of redstone. I suppose I could loan myself one redstone. But that's cheating. That's cheating. I don't want to cheat. Anyways, let's see. Let's hope that it just sends it. Though I think we need some sort of filter or something. Do not push crafting items. Ignore the contents of the target. No, this isn't gonna work, is it? Nope, okay. Gonna go to dungeon and find some redstone. Bloody redstone! I hate you. Oh my goodness, I never thought I'd live to see something so awesome at my time of need. I mean, I'm just gonna nom up all you redstone because I need you. I just need you. Go, go, redstone man, yeah! Is there any diamond in this? Don't think there's actually any diamond in this. Oh well, I just needed that start a bit of redstone. I'm happy. I'm content with leaving this thing as is now. I'm just gonna go back to my hidey hole, get my things set up, at least get the storage cell, then we can move forward. Yay, thank you, random. Yes, random world generation. Woot. Where were we? Quartz. Quartz. Got the quartz. Why aren't you quartzing? Quartzing up? Might actually be because I need, one more thing. Logic processor would be a good idea to start with. Okay, so make the cell. Then we'll use that as a crafting ingredient and make the 1K ME storage thingy-mabobber. Go onwards to greater happenings. Okay, so that's good. Not needed. Definitely not needed. We got the annihilation plane, and let's actually break that so that we have the ME drive there. And we'll put this in. Wow, shift clicking did not want to work there. And we don't actually have any energy. So it might have been a case of not having any energy. And the reason for that is because the cell's not actually pushing out. Now, can we get this to push out? Okay. We'll have that as an output. Or can we? Output. Good. Okay, now it works. So ideally, you should have the sand. Did I actually have the sand push? Okay. Sand. Place. Now it's pushed. Good. Now we got sand. So now this should automatically create our, or rather automatically make all the ore that we are going to need. However, we are going to need to murder a few cows after they have figured out their rightful position among this breed of people. Okay, I might have been a little overzealous with the meat. However, I think I feel slightly justified. Feels nice to be on top of the food chain. Okay, so activate. There we go. Now it's automatically after every 2.5 seconds breaking the ore, or annihilating it, and basically allowing us... Ooh, we're actually getting some Certus quartz because we are running out of that. Now this is taking a bit of energy, both LP as well as RF, but I think considering how helpful this is, it'll be fine. And when I need to tear up this system anyways, I'll just simply move this thing with it, because it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 placements. That's easy enough. Okay, so let's let this go onwards for a bit, which I could speed it up. However, I'm going to speed it up for you by seeing you on the other side of the cut. That is the most pitiful haul I've ever seen of all time. So there's a few things I want to do before wrapping up. Unfortunately, we didn't get as much done as we wanted to. At least we got some applied energistics stuff done and got some redstone, so we will be, well, I'll properly set that up off camera. Maybe hopefully get a bit more redstone than the stuff I got in that freaking cell. Then we can actually set that up in this base, because I'm thinking we're going to need some sort of actual energy system in here so that we'll be able to sustain it and maybe have some of those things everywhere. Anyways, I don't know. So there's one more thing I want to do for this episode, and that is to start with some of the Thaumcraft Blood Magic interaction that is available in the mod, and this is from Blood Magic. So what you have to do is, well, I'm going to make the Sanguine set, which is basically a diamond level set that is available for the Blood Mages that decide to, well, be jerkwads and basically, well, want to do Thaumcraft stuff. So I made a Ritual of Binding here. Hopefully made it right. Yes, I did. Thank goodness. And now we can see that we have a nice alchemical circle. Now there's two things I can do. I only have this much LP left, so I'm going to drop a Thaumcraft's chest plate in and run away. There we go. Wow, that's actually taken a while to go through all the lightning bolts. And there we go. We saw that something dropped, and it's in the water. And that is a Sanguine Robes. So I'll place it on. Now I got some nice Sanguine Robes. Woohoo! It's more armory than normal sanguine robes. Anyways, and then we'll activate it once more with fully repaired goggles of revealing. Ow. And with a bunch of lightning to boot. And the waters to basically protect the item from the lightning and protect me from the lightning as well, because frankly I hate lightning. We got the sanguine helmet, which is pretty much badass. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to make the other two garments because I don't have enough LP. I'm gonna need to solve that situation very soon, because all of the automatic breeders systems that I've tried before have freaking failed, and I'm not even sure why that is. I'm probably going to have to figure out a automatic way to do the blood magic. Maybe, well, I know I'm going to get a few rituals up here, at least to automate the production of wheat. Then we can automate the production of cows, and then be a bit better. Okay, I want to upgrade the sanguine robes. Hopefully we get repair on them or something. Actually, is this the one that has our nice little... There we go. It does have aspects on it. Good. So we just need to enchant this, then I think we'll be off. Repair. Bah! Protection 4. Not bad, I suppose. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. And perhaps laugh at my miserable suffering. WayofTime here. Signing off. Ooh, I hope these nodes actually merge better. Have a wonderful day.